Hello Tech Genius, I am Ravi. Have you ever imagined a place where learning is as dynamic as the technology shaping your world? Then here's a deal. With iMatix, you can make sure the learning is exciting, impactful right from the beginning. You have interactive sessions with expert-led courses. In the world of tech, from data science to cloud computing, it's not just about a session, it's about doing, building, learning by solving real problems. So let's get started. You need to have this portal added onto an appropriate access group unless the changes that you have done will not be reflected. Some has to reflect with respect to your portal. Probably most important thing that we would do when it comes to the portal, make sure it is added on to the appropriate access group. Look, these 5 steps define how you would like to customize the user portal. Let's go ahead. We'll try to do this directly. Yes, Nia, one question. What is a screen layout and what is the difference that we have in the screen layout? When you look at this, for example, this is my harness. Harness has something called as a screen layout. Now suppose if you open this, it's just an organization of your sections, just like we have a dynamic layout to organize my elements, to organize the controls. Similarly, here on the bigger front, we have a screen layout to organize my sections. What is the screen layout here? On the Manager portal, if you see, the navigation panel is on the left, the menu options are on the left. Why is it? It is because your screen layout is on the left. That's why you see your navigation panel is on the left. If you want, you can change it just like a template. You can say a way of organizing the different sections. Just looking at the bigger picture, we have sections that are to be organized and we put them in a screen layout. And the harness is the way how the portal is going to look. The entire portal, it depends on the harness. Perfect. If we skip the harness part. Then also will the user portal be available, or we can build a portal? No, because you see the harness, even though it is not mandatory as a best practice, this portal will always have the harness. It has to. Now if you look at this screen layout is not a rule type. You don't find any other screen layout here, just like your dynamic layout. Dynamic layout is not a rule type or something. It's just a way to organize the elements in your section. Similarly is your screen layout. Now suppose let's open this screen layout. This is a PyPortal header. On that particular section, what I see is all of these things. That's where your application logo, then your PEGA, then all of these things, the images that you see. My application PEGA and then your actual application name. All of these are coming from this particular header area. Let me show what this dynamic layout is. Here is our dynamic layout here. And what does it have? It's just a container is available. Let me open the navigation. Here you see a menu option. These are navigation menus. Let me just open that particular section. This is section for Case Manager Portal Navigation. And I see different menus. Two menus are there. One is to be for the case types. You click on New, you get to see all the case types available. One menu could be for that. Yes, this navigation is for Pi, Create Case menu. In order to create new cases, I would go for this particular menu. Yes, this is a Create Case menu which just gets added dynamically as a menu to create case types. This is for Manager links. Here, I should be expecting all the other set of options. Yes, Dashboard, my work pulses documents. All these are being created from this particular navigation menu. And they're not just for display. Once you click on something, action that is happening, isn't it? You click on Dashboard, you see the dashboard of your application. You click on Reports, you see something related to reports. How is that happening? That is because, suppose let me click on Reports. What's happening is for each item, there is a specific set of action that is designated. On click, what should I do? It's also defined on your navigation. I click on Report. What happens is defined in actions. Then the hardness, an appropriate hardness, is displayed here. The reports run. We see the hardness. This PyReport browser is the hardness. And then all the aspects of the report has to be displayed on the screen. You should show all the private and public reports and then show some set of buttons. Everything goes into the hardness level configurations. We can start with and you can end up with each and every specific entity that you see on your application. Let us do some customization here. As now we know the hierarchy. To start with a very basic customization, maybe we'll try to change the logo. Currently I see PEGA but applications related to HR services. I would like to change the logo. Probably the easiest way, the fastest way is from the App Studio. And definitely we can also see it from the studio as well. On the App Studio. I can go into the settings. and the banner. I can change the logo. I can just upload my logo, or I could use something from the existing. This now, I see this as my local here. Does that reflect on the Case Manager portal? Let us see. This is still saying. Yes, now I see the logo has been replaced with the logo that we have given. This is probably the most quick way of how you can customize the logos or customize the themes of your application. If you'd like to change the background or the colors, you can change the entire theme. You can do that. And the same thing can be achieved from the developer as well as the dev studio as well. All we have to do is, where is this coming from? Let's open the rule where you have this. Where did this come from? This from your PY portal is where the icon. But I see 4 different icons. Which one should? This one is the application logo. We have to look at it. The properties are only there, we can confirm. Yes, this is something related to what is related to this, related to my applications. When you look at this is my application. I don't want to change this. I want to change the logo. Probably this is not what I'm looking for. Yes, this is going to be a low. As a developer, find the appropriate room and find the appropriate entity that you are looking for. From here, I can change the logo. Are we clear far? Any questions on this far? No questions. Then the next customization we are going to do is on the widgets. Suppose on the manager portal you see a lot of widgets. All these things are nothing, but we call them widgets. Those can be customized. I click on the gear icon on the top where you can deal with the personalization, and again this can be done by the end user himself, or it could be a developer also. If a manager thinks he would like to customize or personalize his portal, he can do it. We are letting the end user also make the changes as per this requirement, provided we are giving him that privilege. Currently, I see the template is a column template. I see slot 1 and slot 2 with few widgets. Let us change this. Maybe we would like to go for a 4 square template where I would like to have 4 slots. You can add in your widgets here. I have a lot of widgets related to case management. Let me add this nearby cases. And relating to data management, relating to information reports. I would like to just add 2 widgets on slot 3. And also I would just like to move the work queues onto slot 4. Once you make all your changes, you can either publish it or discard it. From now on, I would like to see the manager portal like this. And because we have changed the template, we have changed the widgets, or we have added in some new widgets, we have customized the dashboards. This is probably one other customization that we would generally be doing when it comes to real-time applications. And probably the most important one is going to be regarding your menu items. We see all these menu items, and like I said, not every application will need all of these things. It depends upon the kind of application. If you are dealing with a passport-based application, many options would be relating to issue passport or look at expiry dates or renew or issue. Your menu options will be something like that. If you are looking at a banking application, they will be relating to loans or looking for fixed deposits. Let's see how can you play around with this menu item. Obviously, I can either use my live UI or better will be back first. Where is it coming from? Open. Yes, this is a case manager portal navigation. We are getting it from here. And obviously the first one is for your case types. I'm going to go for the second menu option. And definitely we should do it using the trial and error only. By looking at it, we cannot see. You have to open it, open the property, see what it is representing. Yes, case management means I want to open this. I see dashboards work, and again, all of these are not available always. If you look at analytics is again something that I don't see here. They are specific to certain users, or they might be restricted access to specific users. Now I think we will add a new entity here. Suppose maybe for, as this is a manager portal, let me add something related to achievements. Just I would like to just turn the image. And then you can give it a specific image. Because for each of these you see images displayed. Let us add in that image as well. And again, we have different ways of how you get to add image. I'm just using a simple image now. Let's do something that's appropriate for our achievements. Yes, something related. Maybe I'll just go for this. I used a simple image and the visibility for it. Yes, I would like to have it always for now. There's no privilege. There's no condition for enabling it. I want it always to be available for all users. Let's do a private edit first because I would like to check how it works. Then if it works well, then I would like to save this to my website and then I will. I think I just reload the instance. In the main way, like for item generally, what happens is that it would be listed out as a navigation item on the menu here. But whereas a reference will not be, it will not be defined under the list directly. It's always a good practice to like when you are trying to change something that's already existing. And if it's in a locked rule set, better do it as a private edit first that just affects as a local copy. And if you think it is working good, it is all fine, then you can save it into your rule set and then you can check it. Because once you check in, it would be available for all the users. Is it? Does this not work in branch? Yes, it would. It would. If there's a team is using a branch to use it or you have a separate branch application, then yes. And even then also we suggest that directly do not just check it, but check it in your local copy first. Then you can go for the chickens. Let's check this because now we have added in a new thing. I see achievements as a newly added in menu option. Likewise, I can add once I click on it. Do I see anything? Do I see any outcome? Because I need to define anything on the actions. Action. Exactly. The actions are not defined. I didn't configure as what should happen if I click or what. What event, what action has not been configured. This is one main, probably the most frequent thing that we do when you start configuring the user. It was just customizing the menu options. When I try to open this in, this rule is no longer. We're not and for the French. I'm not exactly sure of what this does, but you don't see it directly on the menu options. Probably it has to be launched from somewhere else, is what I'm assuming. Probably I'll just check on this once. This is something related to mobile settings, but no action is taken. No event, no action. I'll just cross check on this once. Probably I'll provide more details. Yes, these are the steps on how you can achieve your customization. We started out with the portals. Then we now know what harness is. By default, we have got a lot of harnesses available, a lot of portals available. You can always look at them, see if any of one could be reused. Rather than creating it from scratch, we can always go check whether I can use anything, or at least I can save as something that's already existing. Even my harnesses that are provided, and most frequently we would be looking at a new harness, some review harnesses or confirm harness. Those are something we would be looking after. Still, if other harnesses are probably more reusable, I can go ahead save as them and I can use on my portal. You can use the same harness across different portals. If you think they are a little similar, you can create one common harness and then you can use it across different portals. When you start creating a case, you will see the first screen, isn't it? Probably the empty one, which would just have a very limited set of options. That is your new harness. That's because of the new harness. Without the case ID 1, exactly. And later on, yes, this is the one which is part of your new harness. For different requirements, we can deal with different harnesses. Even on the new harness, also it depends upon the application version, sort of. The new harness, again we have it specific to the root set, because if you see, few are related to the decisioning. Data scientists are there, few related to the decisioning are there. We can start creating different harnesses and see how you can play around with it. I think that is all from my end for today. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.